can't hear you, Ken. I think you're on mute.
That's because you muted me. Hey,
Oh,
K family. Welcome back to the channel. I'm Ken.
and I'm Kaliz. It looks like it's just me and Ken tonight, but let's get into the discussion. We will be speaking about the vanishing of the Black family. That's what it's called, right, Ken?
Yes, it was
Yes,
made in the 80s.
yes, and made in the 1980s. And I believe that this is a conversation that needs to be had because a lot of this thing is still going on till this day. And that was in the 80s. Well, the late 80s, I shall say. So we're going to only be playing a couple. We're not going to do the whole series tonight. We're going to try to split this up and do part 1, 2, 3, or however long it takes. We're just going to do a little introduction of the documentary. And then we're going to go into one of the ladies' stories. And then we're just going to end it there. So we're just going to do a little bit of conversation. And you guys well, I shouldn't say conversate. That's not a word. But converse with us in the chat and let us know what you think. But first, before we begin, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Hit the bell to be notified of our videos. And also, if you would like to support the channel, we do have a Cash App and a PayPal just right there for y'all folks. So, Ken, before we get into this video, is there anything that you would like to add?
The video, well, the documentary is very, I don't know, it's eye-opening. It lets me know why my generation of adults, because we're adults now, why they act the way they do, some of them.
Yeah.
Because of who was raising them in the 80s. But let's get into it.
All right. All right, y'all. Like Ken said, let's get into it. Let's go. I'm going to try to full screen here. Oh, you know what? Give me, my bad, y'all. Hold on. Give me just a second.
And do you want to
go ahead?
Shout out to the clips we are taking. I forgot the channel's name.
The channel's name is, let me go back because it did something here. His name, the YouTube channel that we're taking this information from is Hezakya Newz and Films. I believe that's how you pronounce his name.
Hezakya.
Hezakya. So. And I just want to say fair use. Okay? Fair use, y'all. So let's get into this video.
And thank you, brother, for the documentary, because I didn't even know this documentary existed.
Yes, I didn't, but it is very informative. So let's go.
Raise your hand if you're married. None of you are married. Raise your hand if you would like to be married to your baby's father. 1. The rest of you who don't plan to get married, why don't you plan to get married? I'd like to know that.
You already have your child to think about, and then a whole family to care for. You know, it's a lot of responsibility, and then you don't want the commitments.
I wouldn't want no man holding me down because I think I can make it as a single parent.
But don't you think you might need help in raising that baby from a man?
Not really. I didn't have a father. My father wasn't in the home, so you know it really. Male figures are not substantially important. And
sorry, I'm gonna pause with I can't speak. I'm gonna pause real quick on this one because I need to know what y'all think in the chat. What do y'all think of this with the single mother? Are you better without a man, or it's better if you have a man in the household to take care? Or I should say, is it better for both parents to be in the household? Let me know. Let us know in the chat. Because I really want to know, because this lady's just talking about two of them, both of them is just saying, I'd rather just be alone and deal with the baby on my own because there's already too much to have to worry about or to deal with. So y'all, just let us know what y'all think of the chat, but we're going to continue on with the video. Let's go.
I was going to say something.
Oh, go ahead, Ken.
So what I was going to say is you see these mindsets of these young teenage girls, like, it's like, if you did not want a 2-parent home, why did you have a child to begin with this person if you're not willing to co-parent or
Facts.
be in a union together? And then on top of that, I understand if you want to be by yourself because that man ain't no good. Look, I understand that completely.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, let's stop having babies if you're not if you're not willing to work with the other parent. I feel like you shouldn't be having no babies unless you're married anyway.
Right.
But I know we all done it wrong. We all done it wrong. I know that. So,
but and let's be clear, when Kim talks about let's not have babies, she's not talking about the A word, because
no.
I know that on this channel we personally are against that. But what she means by that is like, be like, if you are a woman that has had sex, or even a man that has had sex before, you can become celibate and you can choose your partner wisely before you go and you be intimate with another person. Because when you do that, especially without this whole protection, birth control, whatever it is, condoms, whatever they want to call it, and those aren't even really 100% as well, you know what I mean? Before you go and you lie down with somebody, you need to just be for sure that's the person that you potentially want to be with. So, oh, here we got a comment here. T. Stewart Rouse says, teen moms with the same cycle. One of them said they didn't have their dad. Yeah, and that's a problem. Because
generational curse.
Yeah, like I believe that is a problem, especially in our community, the Black community. Is because like it seems like when the father is not in the home, it's chaotic. And let's just be real. It is what it is.
True. But like I'm saying, if the man is no good, abusive and all that, I get why the woman don't want to be with him.
Right.
Because you have to specify that on YouTube, because some trolls will get in and be like, well, you saying women should stay with their abusers?
Absolutely not.
You know they take it there. So I gotta specify what I'm saying.
Yeah, so, yeah. A lot of the time, because some people these days are a little and they don't really be hearing. They don't really be listening. They hear, but they're not really listening to what people say. So like these days you have to really specify and be clear on what you're saying. But all right, anyways, let's go ahead and continue with this video.
Yeah, let's get back into it.
Yeah.
I ain't thinking about holding up.
Fair use again.
No sex, my man. If a girl, she get having a baby, carrying a baby, hey, that's on her. I'm not gonna stop my pleasures because of another woman. What about?
And this dude, he's just a whoremonger, okay? And from what I found out, he passed away in the early 2000s, from what I've seen in the chat. But anyway, or not the chat, the comments. But anyways,
birth control. What about condoms?
Just my opinion.
Girls don't like them things. They don't like them things. They'll tell you to take them things off. They figure that you saying that they filthy or they dirty or something.
Okay, so what he's speaking about, if y'all didn't hear him because of my big mouth, I'm sorry, y'all. The guy was asking him about contraception, about condoms and stuff like that. And he was talking about women don't like that because it takes away from the feeling. This is what this guy is talking about. So just imagine this guy is speaking about like how the women don't like that. So how many women has he been with raw dogging them?
It's been a startling change.
I thought men don't like that.
What do you say, Ken?
I thought men don't like the way it feels because they can't feel the real thing. That's what I heard in the past when men used to say that. So he lying.
He's saying that it's the women, but really it's the men. But honestly,
you just don't want to wear a condom.
Yes and no. I believe both are. I believe that both are doing that actually.
Well, no, I'm not saying both are not doing that. I usually hear men say it don't feel the same. That's why they don't want to wear it. But
maybe they're convincing the women that it don't feel the same. So let's just not do it. We'll be careful, baby. We're gonna be careful, baby. I make sure that I won't let anything happen. Trust me.
That pull-out game is weak.
I love you. Y'all, but hold on, we have a comment before we continue the video. JW Max says These young ladies have babies, so they will have someone to love them. That's why so many babies are born out of wedlock. And yes, exactly, JW Mac, because these women, or some of the women actually specify that. So they just want someone to love them because they're lacking love in their life. Like, so you're absolutely right about that. Anything else, Kim, before we continue the video?
No, I was just gonna say this dude been getting on my nerves the whole entire documentary.
Oh yeah, he definitely gets on my nerves, but we'll just continue on with the video and just continue with your comments. Oh, wait a second. Men who don't take care of their children are dogs. They are pookies. I agree. Pookies and bandits, as Cynthia G says. But anyways, let's go ahead. But she's a whole nother story. But let's go.
5 years ago, you would not have heard such things said so freely because they were not embraced so widely. The strong family was still the backbone of Black America, and 3 out of 4 children had both parents at home. That is true no longer. Most Black children are now growing up without their fathers.
That is sad.
The result is a world turned upside down as children copy what they see and repeat what they learn. LaDawn said she didn't have a father in her home and doesn't think her children need one. She's not unusual. Half the Black families today are headed only by a woman. Clarinda said she could make it on her own as a single parent. She has never been married and is raising her daughter without a man's help. She's not unusual. Today, nearly 60% of all Black children are born out of wedlock. Timothy said his children are not his responsibility. He has left them to be supported by their mothers and welfare. He's not unusual either. For LaDawn and Clarinda and Timothy, and many more like them in cities all over America, the traditional family no longer exists. It has vanished, and something new is taking its place. Single women and the children they're rearing alone are the fastest growing part of the Black population. What becomes of the Black family in a world where the values are being turned upside down?
If the parent is 17 and 18, uneducated, unmotivated, fooling around, wandering around, what's the child going to learn? Who's to teach them? When you learn something, you was taught by your parents. It was reinforced by school and your neighbors, but it was taught by your parents. Well, if the parents don't know anything, how are they going to teach the children? So it's not racism that I'm fighting right now. It's the lack of motivation. You see, I'm not even talking about racism. Maybe later on we'll get back to that. But I think we are destroying ourselves.
I agree with her on that. I agree. Shout out to CBS Reports. All right, y'all. I just want to skip through a little bit of this story because there's some commercials.
This portion race. Why then do so many teenage girls get pregnant and have children? Why do so many fathers abandon their families? The answers begin with the people here. They told us what happens to family when mothers or children, fathers don't count, and the street is the strongest school.
Good morning. Chuck over here, Bob Slade, standing by. We are going to check with you on
Okay. Okay, Bob.
Sorry, I was muted. This is the first young lady that we're going to be speaking about tonight. And then we're going to move on to the next young lady, or even men, the next week. So let's watch her and see what she has to say.
It is the beginning of another school day in Newark, New Jersey. Another day of class for Clarinda Henderson. She is 17 and had hoped to graduate from high school next year, but that was before the birth of her baby.
I dreamed that having a little baby, you could just cuddle your arm, just hug all the time, kiss on it, smell it, because it's so sweet. I thought it'd be fun until I had it.
The reality's different.
The reality just...
I'm sorry. I know I'm probably annoying the hell out of y'all by continue to pause this. But she's talking about she thought that it would be fun to have a child. Just think about the mindset that this young woman or the young woman at the time had, like how the environment that she grew up around, to think that that's something that would be fun around in her age group. But anyway,
Don't punch me right now. I like had to pinch myself and see if I was here because I was like, this is too much.
Clarinda was only 15 when she got pregnant with her daughter, Shaquana. She is not unusual. Half of all black teenagers become pregnant. Clarinda has never been married. She's still living with her mother at home, where she's raising her baby daughter. Clarinda goes to a special school for dropouts after she takes her daughter to a daycare center. She has 5th grade math skills and reads at a 6th grade level.
When I got pregnant, I said, well, I'm going to have this baby, and she's not.
I mean, props to her for continuing with school, even though she had a baby. Let's just say that.
I'm going to stand in the way of my education. I'm not going to let no one stand in the way of my education. I ain't going to be like these other girls, just drop out, can't get no job, no money, have to be on welfare.
Ready. On the vocabulary.
See? Good for her.
Clarinda learned about birth control in sex education courses, but she still became pregnant. You think it was a mistake?
Well, I'll say no, because I wasn't on any, birth control methods. Neither was he. And, we were sexually active, and when it happened, it just happened.
When you think back to that day when you learned you were pregnant, what went through your mind?
Oh gosh, I'm gonna tell my mother. And I'm gonna tell my mother she gonna make me get an abortion. I was really scared, I think.
Why didn't you want to get an abortion?
Because I wanted his baby.
What did you like about him?
His legs.
His legs?
I got a thing for bow-legged boys.
Bow-legged boy.
I love them. They have some gorgeous legs. I just don't know.
Darren Lyle is the father of Clarinda's baby. He is 18 and lives in central Newark. He dropped out of high school when he was 16. He has never held a steady job.
I spend most of my time listening to the radio. I don't go to school, I don't work, I don't do nothing. Just like this killing time.
Did you want to have a baby?
Not really. It just happened. She just popped up pregnant. And I just.
Were your friends impressed?
A lot of, everybody was telling me, that, she looked just like me, and, she is kind of cute, kind of pretty. That was like, make me feel good.
Sure.
Mm-hmm.
Do many of them have babies?
That seems like that's all they be doing if I is making babies and stuff, making babies.
Darren told us that in this neighborhood, it's easy to get involved with girls and easy to get into trouble. Darren has been arrested 5 times for stealing, suspicion of homicide, and for possession of a deadly weapon. When you were arrested for carrying a dangerous weapon, what was it?
One of them big machetes.
Machete?
Knives and big knives.
You mean you just carried it around with you?
I used to bring it to school with me.
I mean, that's just hard to conceal that, isn't it?
Nah, because I had like this blue coat. It was like a blue goose. And I poked a hole in the pocket of it, and I used to put it right in there.
Isn't that dangerous?
That's the way stuff was going, like that's the way the people was acting towards me. So I felt like I needed a weapon. Because, it used to seem like, it's like war, really like Vietnam.
Have you asked Darren to help you with the baby?
No, because I see he can't even help himself. He can't. It's pitiful to say that, but he can't.
He wasn't prepared to be a father?
No. And he still isn't.
Were you ready to be a mother?
Well, no. But now that I am, I just have to take it step by step. She not tender-headed.
Clarinda relies on welfare to support Shaquana, but it's her mother, Gloria Henderson, who gets the check for the whole family. Gloria, 34, has never been married. She was a teenager when Clarinda was born, just as her own mother, Clarinda's grandmother, had been when Gloria was born.
When you were pregnant, did you assume that you could turn to welfare for help after the baby came?
Yeah, but I didn't have her just to collect welfare. I had her because I felt that it would have been a part of me. I would have had somebody to live for and also somebody to love and love me back.
There you go.
Is your daughter the first person you've ever loved?
I really, really love my daughter.
2 months after the birth of their baby, Clarinda was pregnant again by Darren. This time she had an abortion. She didn't think she could handle 2 little children while still a teenager herself.
Your grandmother was a single woman with a child. Your mother, a single woman with a child. Now you. Why is that happening?
I really didn't plan on getting pregnant, but if I really had somebody to really sit down and talk to, like really express my feelings to them, I don't think none of this would have happened. And then when it did happen, my grandmother's like, I told you this, I told you this. Tell me nothing.
Nobody told Darren anything either. He too lives at home with his mother.
Where's your father?
Locked up.
Locked up where?
Green Street.
What for?
Fighting and shit. Fighting. Violence. Stuff like that.
Had anybody ever told you what it is like to be a father?
I like watching other older, that had
What did you learn
kids.
from them? How did you?
I learned that they take a lot of patience. Take a lot of patience.
You have a lot of patience.
I don't got a lot of patience.
Clarinda doesn't always have a lot of patience either.
You want to fight? Then don't ask me if I want to fight. If you don't want to fight. Don't say to me.
I got my course there.
Come in now.
Dong and dong.
Like going out like that.
No, you went out. You shouldn't have said nothing to me. You done already pissed me
You're
off.
unlearned, I should say.
2 months after her abortion, Clarinda and Darren broke off their relationship. They see each other rarely now. Once in a while, Clarinda will take Shaquana to visit. Do you ever think about marrying Clarinda? Why not?
I ain't thinking about that. Nah, that's the last thing on my mind.
You ever feel depressed?
I don't be like sad. I just be like frustrated. I be like really like frustrated.
What are the odds that your daughter will follow the same route? Because there was your grandmother,
No,
your mother, and you.
no, I see to that.
How?
She won't. I would sit down, I would talk to her about her being a young lady. Like, Juana, if you go out here, you have sex, be sure you're on birth control. Or, if you do have sex, make sure whoever you having sex with care about you. Don't just let them them get over on you thinking they got a piece of the action. Now they can go tell Tom, Dick, and Harry.
Did your mother tell you those things?
No,
You tell them to yourself?
I'll talk to myself in the mirror. But
And you say, no, no?
no. And like I said to my daughter, no, no more.
Now, so side down.
All right.
Well.
That's the end of that part. Ken, give us your feedback on that.
I think they're all unwise. And I'm not even trying to be mean. So unwise. It's like they don't think about consequences. Boy, I can't talk tonight. Consequences. They don't think about those. They have no idea how to raise a baby. It's that saying, babies raising babies.
That's exactly it. Babies raising babies. What y'all think in the chat though? Let us know what y'all think about that first part. I forget her name. Starts with a C, right? I feel bad.
Is it Kwanda? Kwanda?
Or something like that. What do y'all think about her story? And also what the baby daddy was talking about. What do y'all think? Let us know in the chat. Or
He don't care about getting out here trying to get a job to help support his child. He just living in the moment. Day by day.
Moment. He didn't like, okay, I give her props on her part because she said that she's not letting anybody or nothing mess up her education. And if you think about it, a lot of women are like that. But you have this dude saying like, I don't go to school, I don't got a job, I'm just living life.
That's not cute.
Day by day, or whatever the hell he said. It's like, really, dude, come on now. Like, even if you have a kid and you don't want that kid, do something with yourself. Help yourself. And that's why she said, no, I don't want him to be involved in whatever she said. It's because he can't even help himself.
Right.
He can't help himself, and you clearly see that. The ignorance, and I'm not saying that to be rude or to be mean. The ignorance is real. Even back in the 80s, and it's even more ignorant now. Same-ish. Going on in I'm going to just say the 2000s. Same-ish.
Yeah, but it's patterns. It's generational curses. Exactly. Those parents back in the 80s, they raised our generation, and now some of them are being foolish and ignorant to how they were raised, and now they're implanting those things on their babies in the next generation. It's like,
Exactly, which goes into JW Mac's question, asking us, I have a question. Are the women today, are they better mothers now instead of 1986? No. No, because they're more prone to like, and I'm going to tell you why. My opinion is because you have social media. You have so many other things that these women are getting distracted by. And on top of that, Planned Parenthood is pushed more than it was back then, in my opinion. So if they wanted this, a lot of women, they use Planned Parenthood or unaliving their children as a birth control. So no, I'm sorry. I don't think the women are better.
No, the women back then, they didn't have social media or Instagram or a way to go get a bag as easy as it is today.
Exactly. These women these days are hella corrupt, and the men too. I'm not just talking about the women. The women are real bad though, I have to say. All of them are corrupt. But the women, it's like, where did you?
Yeah, it blows my mind when I get on Facebook or Instagram and I see these women having their daughters dressed like them in bikinis or sexy lingerie. It's like, that is so inappropriate. And I feel like now you're pimping your child out. That's how I see it. You're pimping your child out.
Exactly. They're doing that. And if they're not thinking that, they're like, oh, well, I just living through I just want my child. What's the saying? I'm not saying it right. It's like, I want my child to do better. I'm living through the curiosity through my child. And if you do
live, yeah. They want to live through their child. Right. Mothers be doing that. They live through their daughters. Some of them. Yeah.
That's ridiculous to me. Grow the hell up. Grow up. Okay? Man, but those women, it's the documentary, it's like, it just saddens my heart too, especially hearing these women talk like that. Even knowing that I'm here, I was born in the 80s, okay? And it's just crazy because times have changed when it comes to like seeing the families and seeing like how women act, or even seeing how men act. I'm a woman, so I'm speaking specifically about women, and seeing how women act and seeing how other women act back then. If I go back and I look at that, and it's such a huge and big difference. Like, even women these days, they don't even want to get married. Men too, but women don't want to get married.
Yeah,
they don't want to. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say they'd rather focus on their careers, get a bag, and then later on when they're married, then they want to have a family.
Yeah, but what if they don't even like? It's like a lot of women, they focus on their career, and guess what? I'm not gonna downplay that.
Yeah, I'm not downgrading
however,
it.
yeah, I get it. But however, if you're like if you're doing that, if you're choosing your career like that, and that's like number one, do you really think that you're gonna get a decent man that's on your level or even higher than that? That's I don't know. I'm just asking the question. Y'all, somebody correct me because I like to be corrected if I'm wrong. It is just really just a question that I'm asking. So
what's the question you're asking? Do they think they're going to get a better man?
Do they think that they're going to get a good man if their education and their career is number one? Do they really think that they're going to get a good man or the real man that they acquire that is at their taste?
Well, I'm not going to say that none of them won't, because some might.
Some may.
Some might. Yeah,
that one has to. But I think that man is gonna probably need to have a better understanding of her. Is gonna be like on a I hate to say this, but like on a higher level than her.
That's what I'm saying. Women who go out and they get their education and they get these great jobs, they be wanting a man to be better than them or at their level, when a lot of the time they don't never get a man like that. They always get one that cannot reach their expectations. And it's because they wanted to go and do all that. I'm not saying that women cannot go and get educated. I know women who are married who got careers.
And that's fine. That's completely fine. Just, this is going to sound so bad. Just know your place, know your role, even if you have the career. Same thing with men. I'm not just picking on the women. Same thing goes with men. And just like J.W. Max says, God's way is the right way. Okay? So, absolutely. But we're going to move on. We're definitely going to be doing part 2. I can't remember how many stories there are. There's like maybe at least 5 or 6, I believe. So we're gonna definitely have a few parts of this documentary. But is there anything else, kid, that you would like to add to this? I just really think that it's just sad.
It is sad.
It's sad. It really is.
It's so sad. That's all I can say about it. But to everybody out there, me and Ken and Callis, we do have an after show on Facebook, which we'll be starting that probably around 10 o'clock. So go check us out. We're going to have a really good topic tonight.
I'm going to put our Facebook page in the chat, so you should see that. And just look out for the live, which should be starting in maybe about 15 to 20 minutes after we end this live. And again, if you guys are watching the replay, please comment down below and let us know what you think. And also send your friends over to our channel and like, share, and subscribe. And also, let me put this in the chat. We have a sister channel. It's our clip channel at DDOKTV. I don't know why I always get that wrong. But I'm going to put that in the chat as well. And then, Ken, do you want to let them know about your YouTube channel?
Yeah. So if you guys ever want to go to a different sector on YouTube, and you like short stories that are suspenseful, got some little horror to it, check out Ken the Storyteller. I do narrate my stories and I write them. So, Ken the Storyteller. Like, subscribe, send your friends. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
That's right. So, we love y'all and we thank you for coming and conversing with us and joining us for this live. We will be back with y'all hopefully next week. But if not, we're going to let you know in our community tab. So, Ken, until next time. Well, I just want to say this real quick. Is that as the Black community, as a community, we need to do better. Love each other, stop unaliving each other, and let's come together and do the right thing and go God's way. All right? So, cheers.
Cheers. See y'all next time. Bye, K family.
Bye, K family. Bye.